Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here. Now ignore my utterly messy hair, because today what I'm going to teach you guys is how to farm super credits. Give me a sec to adjust my mic, sorry about this. Just had to redo a little bit of stuff on the PC, so I had to adjust a few things. Anyway, if I'm going to teach you guys about how to farm super credits, then first and foremost, let me just set a few things straight. When it comes to farming super credits, it is best to not do it on any ice planet. So Akamar 4, which is part of the major order right now, is also not an ice planet. It does have torrential rainstorms, but that doesn't matter. The best difficulty to farm super credits is in difficulty 2. Okay, why is that? Because the map is larger and there's usually more points of interest around difficulty 2. So we're going to go into difficulty 2.
The operation proceeds.
Let's go.
Initiating FTL jump to the Akamar system.
Now, when it comes to finding super credits, what you need to do is you need to find as many points of interest on the map as possible. How are you going to do that? If you want to find as much points of interest as possible, then here's what you need to do. You need to actually go into the map, alright? And I'll demonstrate this technique right now. But you're going to search for a spot on the map that is as far away from everything as possible. You won't finish the major objective until it's all done. So probably the best place would be somewhere around the edge of this map here. So we're going to go in there, right? And we're going to sweep left and right around the map to make sure that we get everything we need. Now, for this kind of thing, I would usually just recommend stamina, so you can run as much as you want around the map. You don't need the Hellbot space optimization or anything like that. Equipment-wise, I'm just going to make sure that I bring in only the basic stuff, so only the basic machine gun that you get. Orbital Precision Strike, the supply backpack, which you can get by level 5, as well as the Eagle Airstrike. This is the most standard basic build. Equipment-wise, I'm still using the Punisher, alright, Peacemaker, and the high explosive grenades, all of which you would have seen in the basic loadout video which I showed to you guys. So all of this, standard stuff. Okay, I'm going to remove my cam now. There we go, cam off, and here we are. Let's get into it. Now, this is going to be some unedited footage, alright? Sorry, cam on again. This is going to be unedited footage. Why is that the case? Because if I give you guys unedited footage, it's going to be a lot easier for you to grasp what I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. If I give you guys edited footage, you might not be able to see the whole thing. Now, there was a bit of an FPS drop there, but that's because the graphics drive was just updated today, so I have no doubt that we're going to have to tweak some settings, but for the purposes of this video, it should still be good enough. Unless we get severe frame rate drops during the video, then there's nothing I can say. Okay, cam off. Now, as soon as you arrive planet side, look, we happen to find a point of interest already. So here we are on the map. I'm surprised that there's nothing here, but that's fine. Just grab some grenades. Now, normally what I'll do is I'll just resupply straight away. Get my machine gun, supply pack. It's only difficulty 2, so nothing much needs to happen here or worry about. Now, every single point of interest will have either a crate or one of these that you can open up. You can get requisition slips, super credits, whatever is in there. This is the legal way to farm it. Alright? This is the way to farm it without exploits. So, unless you have a radar station on the map, you will not know where all these points of interest are. So how do you find the points of interest? Well, what you can do is, now swap your pistol for a little smoother run, and you should always use light armor. So the infiltrator set, which you first get in the game, is a really good one. Look around, and any question marks on the map you see between the north and east side there, one of these will become a point of interest. So this is a UXO, unexploded ordnance. You don't really want to worry about that, so we're going to move on. The diamond which you saw here, we already looted. There's another point of interest over here. So on non-ice planets, you'll find plenty of these points of interest, and it is your duty to look for them. Now, there are also bunkers and stuff like that, or as we call them, friendship doors. Now, for the friendship doors, quite frankly, you're going to need a partner to open them up. So it's actually better to do farming in a duo. But when you see crates like that, you can open them up with your high X, and you'll get medals. And here we go, super credits. There you go, right there. 3 warbond medals and super credits. Hey, that's not a bad deal. Now, it's only 10 super credits, but it adds up over time. And if you keep going through each area... Now, I don't know why this diamond hasn't opened up yet. Possibly because I didn't interact with this thing. If you want the diamond to disappear, usually you have to interact, but in that case, it didn't really work, but doesn't really matter. There are 2 glowing yellow things, which means 2 potential super credits. Again, I'm sorry that this is very boring and unedited. Like, I would normally like to cut out all the walking, but I'll try and make it as interesting as possible. So this is what I'll normally do when farming super credits. Now, this is requisition slips again. This is great for new players, but not so great for veteran players. Still, it is one of the things that you'll get, so don't worry too much about it. Okay, let's run with my pistol out. One-handed is a lot easier.
There's something here.
So just keep going, keep moving, and you'll find stuff along the way. Requisition slips again. This is a very unlucky run. So far we've only found one set of super credits. That's 10 super credits right there. Alright, I should probably keep a journal and determine how many super credits we get. Here's 10 thus far. Now again, we're going to be losing out on the friendship doors, friendship bunkers, as we like to call them. But that's okay. That's, you see that right there? Friendship bunker.
Tagging location. North.
You're going to need 2 people to open this. So this is why the farming is best done in a duo. Because you can actually ping what's inside sometimes and be able to see it. So this time you won't be able to see it. So there's no supplies or weapons in there. Which means it could be pure super credits. Like you could get 30 super credits in there and you'll be missing out. So this is why solo is... So we're going to put a potential. Now this is the potential if it was 3 super credits in there. The potential is 40. So this is the Siege Artillery. Now you don't have to do any side objectives because they're really not relevant to your experience here. Unless you really need the experience in requisition, you can choose to do those. But like I said, it's not necessary. So all you really want to do is just run around the map. And just search as much as you want. Alright, we'll go all the way here. Now there's another question mark here. You never know where the question marks will be, so as you run and spot them, you'll find them. This one comes with an arc thrower, grenades, whatnot, all that kind of stuff. So that's another point of interest found. Next, we're going to go in that direction. Sometimes I'll add a ping just to...
100 meters.
Sometimes I'll add a ping just to make sure that, you know, because I'm using the scout set anyway. You can go and sight what's nearby there. So if you zoom in, the ping will usually ping enemies that are nearby there. This is why I like the infiltrator set. It's one of the earliest light armors that you get, and it's very easy to utilize. Because it's so light, you can just move around freely. So, see that? There's a little patrol coming your way. You can try to avoid the patrol, or you can fight it. Doesn't really matter. Just be sure not to let any of them call in. Yeah? All done? All good? Yep. Alright. There's a nice little nest of bugs. Well, that bounced, but that's okay. And eradicate the light bug nest. Get samples if you need. Now, any of these nests will not have any super credits anyway, so you don't have to worry too much about it. We're going to go to the side objective now.
200 meters.
So, however you choose to sweep the map is up to you, but usually I'll try and sweep the map as much as I possibly can by investigating areas that might be near objectives, things like that. I'll just keep an eye out constantly for that symbol that tells me there's a point of interest nearby, and we'll just keep going that way. Be sure to always get a scale of how large the map is, because if you don't, you may miss out. Now, unfortunately, this run has not been very good. Again, it's quite random, and it's way better with 2 people. Remember that even if there's 2 people, any super credit drops are shared. They are fully shared. So because they are fully shared, you don't ever have to worry about somebody else taking the super credits. No. Once one person gets them, all the people get them. Alright? So now we're going to go here, then we're going to take this, and probably explore around this side of the map. So let's do the objective. Now there is another methodology. Some people, excuse me, they prefer to get the super credits, but they will leave the mission instead of carrying on. This is up to you if you really want to. It won't allow you to restart the same mission, so you won't know exactly where the super credits are, but yeah, it's really up to you if you want to or not. Go. Okay, this is clear. Light bug nest over there. We're just gonna eagle it.
Democracy's on its way.
That's the easiest way to sell things. Okay, once eagled, you can move in.
Right on target.
And then keep exploring around here.
Tagging map. East, 200 meters.
Always keep your eyes open for any glowing yellow things or flashy bits, because that's going to be where your stuff is. Now, sometimes you can be unlucky, like in this particular
Found
case.
something.
You know, not much there. You can do the same on difficulty 1, but as far as I know, there are less points of interest that spawn on difficulty 1. But the map is a bit faster, so you have to weigh up your options. Like I said, I prefer difficulty 2 with friends usually, because if I can find 1 or 2 bunkers, that's usually a lot of super credits secured every single round. So
Bug outpost spotted.
that's why I do
Prepare
what
to
I do.
exterminate.
Coming in hot. Firing orbital strike. Eagle 1 withdrawing to rearm.
There you are.
Get some! Get some! Say hello to democracy! Bug outpost spotted. Mag's empty. For prosperity!
I love the medium armor penetration of the machine gun. Alright.
Fire in the hole.
Nice. All clear.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
If you ever need to reload, just take a supply off your back. It's easy.
Throwing grenade.
Okay. It doesn't look like there's very much else. Unfortunately, sometimes you get maps like this where even if you want to find every single point or get every single point, you don't. And you do miss out on, like I said, the bunker if you're doing it alone. So some super credit farms will be kind of lackluster like this one. Some are pretty darn good. So you have to kind of gamble. Here we got a lot of requisition slips, medals, things like that. Normally that may not be the case. You might get tons of super credits instead. But this is the methodology behind farming super credits. Alright, I would have loved for this to be a super run where I showed you like 50 super credits, but then probably the comments of my video would be like, oh man, how come I only got 10 during my run? So I'm glad that this was a 10er run. That way, like, everybody can just see, okay, so sometimes it's possible to get 10.
Sending down equipment package.
Okay. And like I said, there could have been up to 40 on this map, because there could have just been 3 waiting for me in that bunker, but because I didn't have anybody else to shoot this video with, you know, we didn't get to see that. But realistically speaking, if you can, please farm in a duo. It is best to farm in a duo. Some people think that they don't want to because they have to share it or whatever. No, just grab somebody from a Discord or whatever and farm. Farm in a duo and life is good. Oh. today. My ammo shall never be contained. Sometimes I fire just to make a whole bunch of noise. I like the red tracers that tell you that your mag is about to come to an end. That really feels nice. Okay, that's it. Now, for the sake of whatever, you can sort of take a little bit of a scan around here if you really want to before proceeding out. But more or less, once you found all the points of interest and there's nothing more, it is time to skedaddle. So, now with nothing more on the map, unfortunately, a disappointing run for super credits, but this is the basic methodology. You just keep going into these missions and you could get anywhere. Like, if I didn't get all those requisitions, all those points where requisition slips were spawned, or medals, could be super credits instead. Some runs you'll get tons of medals, some runs you'll get tons of super credits. I've seen people, like, pick up 3 stacks of 100 super credits once. It happened to my friend. Now, I've only found it once in my entire 500 hours of gameplay, but there is that as well. So, this is all you need to do, and like I said, best done with a friend. You do it. Wow, my boomer reflexes are terrible. Once you do it with a friend, it's a lot less boring. You can cover the map more easily, and with 2 of you going at it, it's just simple, easy, bada bing, bada boom. Nothing special, nothing too difficult, and that's literally all you need to do. And that is the best way to farm super credits, the legal way to farm super credits. As you go through maps, you find points of interest and you just go. Now, why difficulty 2 out of all things? Why should you farm at difficulty 2? Okay, I'm going to give you the secret for those of you who watch this far. The main reason why we farm on difficulty 2 instead of the higher difficulties is because on higher difficulties, rare samples can spawn as a drop inside those glowing yellow crates or inside the bunkers. So that actually dilutes the loot pool, meaning that you may not get, you're even less likely to get super credits. Whereas on difficulties 1, 2, and 3, this doesn't happen because rare samples don't exist on those difficulties. So, if you really want to farm super credits, you can do difficulty 2, you can do difficulty 3, it's up to you. Difficulty 3 would have slightly larger maps, but again, tougher operations. It depends on how much you can handle as a newbie, and of course, what you and your duo buddy can handle on difficulty 3. If you have enough people, you have enough time together, then make sure you just do difficulty 3, and bada bing, bada boom, you'll be done. This is literally how most people, when they're just joining the game, they get like 1 warbond every single week until they are finished, and then they use all the medals that they get to also get more warbonds. So yeah, that's the main methodology. All right, but please make sure to actually have fun with the game in between farming the super credits. That being said, you can still get super credits on higher difficulty levels, so some people prefer not to farm the super credits. They'll just get them as they go along. I mean, it's really up to each individual, like I said. But, you know, choose the pathway that best fits you. For me, I farmed only initially when I first got into the game, just to get the first warbond that I really wanted, and then after that, I didn't bother beyond that. I just got that one good warbond when the game first started. Because the first warbond that I ever got was actually Cutting Edge, because I got Steel Veterans as part of the Super Citizen Pack. Yeah, I got Cutting Edge, and then that was it, you know? My first warbond was Cutting Edge, so I farmed slowly. I didn't do any farming like this. I mean, I say I farmed, but it was just because I was bumming around difficulties 4 and 5. I wasn't really ready yet. Alright, that's it. That brings us to the end. So thank you very much for watching this. Shout out to all of my lovely channel members and all the top supporters of April keeping this channel alive. Sorry, May keeping this channel alive. Thank you guys so much. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this explains how you search around for points of interest and farm super credits. Unfortunately, it was disappointing that we didn't get a lot of super credits during this run, but this is the methodology. This is the methodology. You just go around the map and find all the super credits, or find all the points of interest to get the super credits. Alright, thank you very much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.